So let's unpack the word projection in
Mm,
human design, because you'll see that word a lot, especially if you go on and study human design professionally. We have the projector, right? We have the projection field of the second and the fifth line, and the fifth line being, of course, the bigger expression of that projection field. And then if you look at the chart and you look at gates and circuits, there are certain parts of the chart that are projected, meaning they have to be called out and recognized. And those projected elements have a very interesting job in the chart. So if you think about, in English, we have a movie projector, right? A movie projector or a slide projector projects an image up on the wall, right? So that image plays a scene, right? And we all sit in the audience and we are either watching it and agreeing with it or we're not, right? I like the root of the word projector, or to think about the word projector in the context of that slide projector, because really what's happening with the projector and also with the fifth line, that you are able to project in front of people an image, an idea, a possibility, a potential. That's your gift, right? You walk in as a projector, you see all the possibilities, you see the train wreck possibly happening, right? You see the disasters ahead, you see the good things, you see the possibilities. And your job is to show people on the screen, hey, look, this is what's possible. And if we just do these 5 things, we could have this, right? But here's the thing. If you go to a movie, not everybody in the theater is enjoying the same quality of experience, right? If I go to a movie and I go take my husband, who is always going to pick the 3-hour long historical documentary. I can't sit still that long, right? So, and he's sitting there like unpacking it all and he thinks it's so magnificent. And I'm like, I am out of popcorn and there's 2 more hours here. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I got to go do something, right? So we're having a very different experience. Now, the director of the film was there. He would be in love with my husband, right? My husband, and he would be having these great conversations. And I'd be like, oh my God, 3 hours, dude, could you have not done this in 2.5 or 1? Right? When you are a projector or you are a fifth line, and to a certain degree, a little bit the second line, but really a fifth line, you're up in front of the audience showing them the possibility, and not everybody in that audience is going to be seeing the same movie, even though it's coming from the same file, right? And so part of your challenge as a fifth line, and also projectors, very similar, is finding your people, as you said. And we want to engineer that. We want to
mm,
manipulate that. We want to, like, where are they living right now, right? And part of what you have to remember is that it's an energetic phenomenon. The right people are drawn to you. And it's really important, your fifth line, to pay attention to that, because the fifth line, we say, is compelling, right? They literally call people in energetically. The energy of the fifth line aura is, it pulls people in. You can regulate who you pull in by making sure that you take good care of your self-worth. That's the most important call, if you will, the most important source of what you call into your life if you are A, a projector, and B, a fifth line. So you have to really, really take care of yourself so that you will still, people will still be compelled to follow you, even if you don't, even if you have taken care of your self-worth, but you're not going to notice them. And it's not going to bother you if they're projecting stuff onto you. But when your self-worth is hurting and you're a fifth line and you're calling in people and they're the wrong people because you're still like not quite solid on your own value, or
mm.
you've been trained to be nice or whatever, right? When those kinds of people are in your field, you'll notice them more if you haven't taken care of your value first.